For 17 bucks, this is actually really, really, really good. This is hard to argue with for the money. If you were looking at binoculars, you want to check out bait piles, this thing is on point. It is excellent. This is crazy how good this is. I thought this was going to suck. When I turned it off in complete black, I saw nothing. The moment I turn this on, I can see everything, and it actually gets the range that it says it can.
If your adult child needs a safe space to avoid offensive words, you failed as a fucking parent. If anything in my seminar offends you, blame your parents for raising a pussy.
Alright, so lately I've been having some fun on Temu because they just have really good deals on a lot of stuff. And, you know, I had been, with all the camping and all the night stuff that I do, I thought this would kind of be fun to have. I mean, let's face facts. Night vision's normally pretty expensive. Reasonable night vision is expensive. I mean, heck, night vision can range all the way up to $20,000 headsets. You know, but even IR night vision is still pretty expensive. Like a reasonable monocular IR setups like $120 all the way up to like $700 for IR with a good spotlight. Well, I've been playing around on Temu for a while, and I saw this a while ago and I saved it, and I told it to tell me when it went on a flash deal or something equivalent that was reasonable, you know, just to play around with. And so this is 2.5K. It records AVI, but it has a 7-stage IR spotlight on this, so apparently this can see 800 meters away and record in 4K as well as take 10 megapixel photos, and apparently it's really good. So I was like, the heck with it. It went on sale. It was 16 bucks. It went from $65 down to 16 for a flash sale, and I was like, okay, let's get this thing. This looks fun. So rechargeable, takes up to a 256 gig card. It has this massive IR spotlight on the front of it, and then this is the focal point with the lens, and then that's the screen that you see through. And I was actually quite intrigued by how bright the screen is, and it has a lot going on. It's a very nice little setup and has tons of options available to you. I was actually really surprised by the amount of options that this thing has, and it's good. It's not crap. Like, I just took a recording with it. It was actually really reasonable quality and has a built-in microphone so you can talk while you're using it. You can make a ton of adjustments to this thing. But tonight I'm going to try this because 800 meters, that's pretty far away. There's 1,600 meters in a mile. I'd have to do the math myself to figure out how many yards that is. But, you know, they say that this can do 3 football field lengths without question, no issues. Now, that's 300 yards. What? I think there's, 100 yards? It's 100 yards? I think it's 100 yards in a football field. I might be wrong. I'm not a sports person, but I believe it's 100 yards. So what, 300 yards? They say reasonably 300 yards, but it has a capability of 800 meters, which to me is extremely far. So I'm curious now. We're going to take this out tonight in pitch black environment and actually give this thing a shot and see what my thoughts are. If anybody wants the link for this, because like I said, it's night vision is normally pretty expensive. If this thing actually does what it says it can do for 17 bucks, I'll be very, very impressed. You know, and this would be fun to take camping. Heck, I would have a blast with this thing with all the woodsy area that we go to. So yeah, I'm intrigued now. I'm definitely intrigued. I'm gonna take this out tonight. We're gonna give it a good test, see what my thoughts are. Seems relatively easy to use. It's not a complicated system by any means, and I think it has a 10x zoom on it. But I don't think, because I just did a recording and it did not save the zoom in, so you can only see the zoom in when you're looking through the screen. It doesn't actually record it to the SD card, so you won't be able to save any zooming that you do. But still, let's take this out and test it. Okay, I am driving into the nothingness of dark. That is the whole idea here. The nothingness of dark. That's what we're aiming for here. If you couldn't tell, this is the nothingness of dark. Down here is water and a very long runoff, and like I said, it is the darkest place I could think of that would have wildlife. So we're just gonna creep on in here. I don't think I'm supposed to be down here at this time, so we're gonna make this interaction pretty quick. I'm just gonna wait until it is completely dark before I get started, because there's still a little light out here. So obviously we want to try to go for no light at all, right? That's what we're aiming for. But down there is water, and there's a big embankment, and then all this is grass and field, and all the way down is just a big water run all the way out. So I'm gonna turn my lights off, and we're gonna have a good guess as to how dark it is here. So let's go ahead and turn this off, and we'll turn this off, and there you go. Dark. It is dark. Okay, I'm recording before I turn on the IR sensor. This is the volume from the camera, and as you can see, I can barely see anything out here right now. Just a little bit of the fence in front of me without the IR on. So it's just getting darker and darker. But let's go ahead and turn on the IR sensor, and I'm going to focus it on this sign in front of me. We're going to see what we can actually see. 3, 2, 1. Ooh, that's interesting. Alright. Wow, that is so bright with the IR light. Let's see here. I'm actually going to zoom this out, see what we can see. See if we can actually see what's on this board here. This way. See if we can get things in focus. Oh, I'm way out of focus. Way out of focus here. That's because I keep putting my hand in front of it. That's why. Let's keep going here. There we go. I can actually read what's on that sign in the dark. That's crazy. That's crazy. So that sign, to give you an idea, is about 30 feet away, and I can see that reasonably well. You can see that's planted into the ground. There's the top of it. There's the field. There's another little sign next to it, but the IR light is blasting the sign, so it makes it really hard to see. There's a marker out there. I can't see any of that with human light, by the way, guys, and I'm getting chewed up by mosquitoes. Okay, so here's the first part of the field out here. Let me zoom this way here, and look at that. That's crazy. So that marker that you see way out there, that is 800 meters away. I can 100% see that, and the IR light from this far away is reflecting it. That's crazy. I can see all the way to the end of the cut. Let me walk out here. This is nuts. I did not actually think this was going to be able to do this. Alright, let's bring it in closer to the woods here, and we'll zoom this way. I'm getting chewed up by mosquitoes. They are biting me like crazy. This is nuts. I cannot believe I can see all this. Boy, if you had a bait pile, or you were hunting, or just wanted to see what was out in the woods at night, this is crazy. And I think I can actually turn the IR light up. Boy, these mosquitoes are nuts. They are all over my hands. This is a really bad place to be. The mosquitoes are crazy. Alright, let's go take a walk down by the water here, and we'll see what we can see. That's the top of the hill for the water. I hope none of this is flooded. Let's actually zoom this out a little bit so I can see if it is flooded. Ah, I'm being chewed up. Okay. Oh, I think there's a bunch of water out here, guys. Yep, no, I can't. Okay, that hurricane we just had flooded this entire area. As much as I'd like to show you the water, I can't. But that is the end of the run down there. This can actually see the entire end of the run. That is nuts. Boy, these mosquitoes are something else right now. That is the marker. That's the 800 meter marker right there. Crazy. Let's see if I can see my truck in the dark here. There's my truck. Wow, that is so wild. This thing is totally worth the money if anybody was curious. It's like I'm in daylight. I can see everything. It's so wild. My truck is about 60 feet away, and I can easily see it in the dark. Up in the trees, oh yeah, this is crazy, folks. This is something else. This thing is wild. Alright, I'm getting out of here. I'm getting chewed up by mosquitoes. Alright, so here's the second location. We are at River Hills Park. There are normally a lot of gators and stuff out here. However, the sun kind of just went down. All the light that you see in the sky is overcast. Well, it's light pollution from the city. We're surrounded by the city right now. So That's all light pollution because it's pitch black out here. So everything you see in the sky is just light pollution. So the first test that I did in the other area was actually more accurate for complete dark conditions, because this still has little kind of lights. You can see across the way there. There's a light over here, so there's still some light. But I should be able to see the trees and stuff out here reasonably well. And all I can see right now is just like some black patches of water and like shadow lines of trees, but I can't actually see the trees. So let's see if the IR night vision can actually produce reasonable results even out here on the water. Alrighty guys, here's the next cool feature. So I've only had this on setting 1. I can actually turn the IR sensor up. So let's turn up the light. We're gonna make it brighter. There's 1, 2, that's 3, 4, and 5. You can see it brightened everything up. So now it is a high beam, high bright IR sensor on setting 5. And actually I think it might even go to 7. There's 6, yep, and there is 7. 7 is as bright as it will go. So, alrighty guys, we're down here at River Hills Park, and we're gonna do a little spotting. Pretty swampy today. Oh, we got something in those trees over there. See if I can clear that up. Oh, this is so crazy. Got a boat putting in right next to me. Zoom a little bit here. Focus, focus. There we go. I think we got an alligator right there. You guys can see him. Swamp water, y'all. Swamp water. Look at that. Stand on the end of the boardwalk here. Roll out. There's nothing. Yep. There you go. Got a boat coming out. Dark, man. They're out here in the dark. Out here in the dark. Nice. And if you go keep turning, if I go all the way down to the end, that's about almost a mile down there. You can see the bridge from here. That is so crazy. I can see everything on the water all the way to the end. That is nuts. I can't see any of those trees without this. All I see is pitch black and then lights down there at the end. With this, looking through the screen, I can see all the trees and everything. This is crazy how good this is. I am blown away. Alright, so all these bushes right here, they're pretty close to me. Let's zoom in on these. I can't see any of these lily pads. I can't see any of this. This is all pitch black to me. And on here I can see everything perfectly. That's wild. What's up, man? Sorry. So what's up, guys? Just a quick recap. How good is this? For 17 bucks, this is actually really, really, really good. This is hard to argue with for the money. If you were looking at binoculars, you want to check out bait piles, this thing is on point. It is excellent. This is crazy how good this is. I thought this was going to suck. When I turned it off in complete black, I saw nothing. The moment I turn this on, I can see everything, and it actually gets the range that it says it can. That's the wild part about this, is that they didn't make any false claims. And I know that it's hard to tell just by me saying these things, but I promise you, I fly that area with my drone, all these areas, and I know how far away they are, especially to the end of the run, because I fly out there all the time, that I know that if I could see the end of everything at the end, that this was reaching that distance. And the majority of the recording, I only had the IR light on set at 1. I didn't even have it at full blast. It wasn't even at full beam. So check this out. What I am going to do, just so you guys can see this for yourselves, is I'm going to turn this on, right? So let me activate this, because the human eye can't actually see the IR, right? We can't actually see the IR light. It doesn't. But digital can 100% see it. So I wanted you to see how powerful the IR spotlight is, because if I turned off all the lights, you wouldn't be able to see anything. But this is a good test because I want to show this to you. So check this out. I'm going to turn on the IR sensor. You ready? So here's click. There you go. You should be able to see that. You see how bright that is? Let's actually amplify that. So we have it at setting 1. Let's take it up to 2. So here we go. 2, 3, 4. Should be at 4. Yep, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is very bright right now. Like stupid bright. It's so stupid bright. So it's casting that IR light 800 meters away. That's how crazy this is. Now I also want to show you this. So check this out. I'm going to turn the lights off in here and see if we can make it dark enough that you can actually see, because my eyes can't detect this. You ready? Hold on. Okay. I can't see very well, but if I shine this at the wall, if I get close enough, you should be able to see the IR light showing up. See it? That's how narrow that beam is. See how narrow that beam is? You can actually see it. The digital camera is able to pick up that IR. The closer I get, the more you can see it. But the further I get, it is so weird how concentrated that beam is. Now let me point it at the camera like this. That goes to show you how bright this thing really is. It is insanely bright. Look at that. That is a spotlight on there. And I can't see it. My eyes, physically, I can stare right down this. And I can't see it. I can see it on my face now. You can see it's in my eye. I see nothing. There's nothing. It's pitch black to me unless I look through here. Then I can perfectly see everything. That's so wild. That is wild. I'm telling you, it's wild. So, how good is this? This is phenomenal. This is fantastic. This is fantastic. For the money, it's crazy what you get. And the fact that you can record in high quality, 2.7K, that's nuts. Nuts. And it takes high-res photos. The only thing I'm not a huge fan of, I like the way that this holds. It's like a little camera. It's kind of neat. I have functionality with all 3 fingers, and my thumb can push these ones as needed, right? But what I'm not a huge fan of is when I was doing this, I actually kept getting my thumb in the way of the IR light, and that's frustrating to me. I wish they had a little focus bar that I could do this with. If they had a focus bar, that would make this a lot easier. So what I might actually do is attach a zip tie onto here, a very sturdy zip tie. That way I can use it as a focus bar instead of having to do this with my hand, because I would do this and then I would accidentally block the IR light and I would start losing my night vision and it would frustrate me. So I think if I were to attach a zip tie on here, starting right here, that I could just grab it and easily just do this. And that, I think, would simplify my life a lot easier. So, but other than that, this thing is fantastic. Great battery life. Heck, it doesn't even, I've used it for like 40 minutes out there. It didn't even peg the battery at all. So this has a fantastic battery life. If you were using this for fishing or hunting, this would probably run for a long period of time. Plus, you can adjust the brightness. It does have brightness adjustment settings and screen off settings. I also saw something in there interesting about motion detection. So if it actually sees motion, that it'll kick the screen on so that you can see what's happening. So this does have a bunch of really neat features for $17. Now, I'm not saying that you'll get this deal, because odds are you probably won't. I had to find this deal, wait for it. It took months for me to get this deal, but I got it in the end. But the point is, this is fantastic. Even if I had paid full price, now that I know it's this good, I would have totally paid full price for this, whatever it was at the time. It's totally worth it. I would put this on par with the 120s or more. The ones that you would spend a lot of money on, I would put this on par with those. It is fantastic. fantastic. Not even a question in my mind. All right, so if this video helped you, subscribe, smash the like button, show a little bit of love. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Toodles.